Hello curious people, welcome. This one is going to be more of a relaxing style video. I have been meaning to buy these markers for what feels like almost like a year now. And I decided after posting the last YouTube video, buy myself some markers as a treat for finishing all the work. And today I'm going to unbox these with you, and I'm also going to do a little pair of paintings with them and show you that whole process. I'll also share my thoughts and give these markers a bit of a review. So here I'm just sketching out the first of the two paintings that I'm going to test with the Arrtx markers, and I'm using my favorite type of pencil, which is a Prismacolor Col-Erase pencil. These are my favorite, and I'm so sad that you can't buy these as singles anymore. You can only buy them in bigger packs, like 24 pencil packs or something, and it's a lot more expensive. But I like these for sketching because they have kind of a firm lead and I don't have to sharpen them constantly while I'm sketching. And the paper that I'm using is the Baohong Academy watercolor paper. I think it's sort of a cheap-ish paper. It's still kind of a student grade, but I find it holds up a lot better than really, really cheap watercolor paper because it is a cotton paper. You may also notice that I kind of hold my pencil pretty far towards the end of the pencil, very loosely sketching because I'm not trying to sketch anything super accurately. I'm just mostly trying to loosely create some nice shapes that will all get completely painted over later. So here I've just pulled out my watercolor paints and I'm just going to use them to do a big wash of a semi-transparent color over my sketch. And I do this for a couple of reasons. The first reason is because when there's a white background, I find it much harder to pick my colors because the way it contrasts against the white is very different to the way it contrasts against a mid-tone. Another reason is because when I do paint over this, any gaps where I've not put down paint from the markers won't be stark white, and so it won't feel quite as unpleasant and unfinished. And probably the last reason is because most of these mediums that I paint over the top with will never really be 100% opaque, and that warm colour that I'm painting now underneath will show through and kind of unify the colours just a little bit. So first impressions of the markers. I was actually genuinely quite impressed, really. The colours are gorgeous and they go down quite smoothly. Most of the colours are quite opaque, which is really nice. I think a few of the more pale yellowish tones aren't as opaque, but that's pretty common, especially with slightly cheaper paints. In this case though, I was particularly indecisive when painting the first tomato, and I ended up painting over quite a number of the shapes, especially in the highlights, several times with different colours until I was happier with it. And you can definitely see some areas where I painted over using a lighter colour, but it might have been less obvious if I had been more patient and done more layers, but I really couldn't be bothered. But I think it ended up looking fine as it is. So it did a really good job, even when putting those lighter colours on top of the darker, vibrant reds. As for the brush nib on these, it's absolutely wonderful. It's this really nice balance between flexible and firm, and I haven't had any issues with them just like leaking colours, paints everywhere. I've used Poscas in the past and I really don't enjoy using them, mostly because it feels like they're always just really messy and they always just seem to want to splotch paint out everywhere no matter what you do. These pens with their little brush tips worked flawlessly. It didn't have any accidental paint explosions. Really enjoyed working with these markers, and if you're following me over on Instagram or Kara, I reckon you'll probably see more little drawings and doodles using these markers in the near future from me. I was actually thinking I might turn one of these little paintings into a miniature A6 print to give away as freebies for orders on my online store, because they did turn out quite colourful. I don't expect that these markers will be particularly light fast. I am thinking I'll probably conduct a test just to see how long it takes them to fade in the sun by doing a swatch chart and putting that outside in the direct sunlight, and then a secondary swatch chart and putting that indoors in a drawer cupboard where it's not exposed to light, and seeing how different the colours are after a couple of days, weeks, months. I've actually got some back-to-back events where I'll be tabling and selling my work coming up very, very soon. I'm going to be at the Game Expo next weekend on the 22nd and 23rd of March, and then the weekend after that, straight away afterwards, I'm going to be doing Supernova in Melbourne on the 29th and 30th of March. So it's going to be very, very busy. If we're lucky, I will try and make a couple more convention vlogs, film some stuff while I'm there at both events. I had way too much fun making the previous convention vlog, and I think it would be really lovely to do more of that and share more of that experience. Overall, I'd say the markers were totally worth their price tag, and I think for me in particular, I enjoy having something with bold, vibrant colours that I can kind of just grab and use to make a finished, colourful looking illustration in a short period of time. It doesn't require any setup or any cleanup, it's just pretty much pick up and go, and I think if you're somebody who struggles with needing something with a lower barrier to entry for actually just sitting down to make some colourful art, then something like this is probably a really good idea. I will update you guys in the future longer term to see how long they last. I imagine the markers might dry out pretty quick because they're a fairly small barrel and they probably can't fit that much paint inside, but in terms of the pictures that I have done so far, I haven't had any issues with them running out of paint or running dry yet. Thank you so much for joining me for this little draw with me style Arrtx marker review video. Please let me know if you have any questions, or if you're excited to see some more convention vlogs or more art videos going forward. I've got a few big studio upgrades coming as well. I've ordered some new big tools and machines. Consider doing a bit of a studio style vlog as well and talking about the new bits and pieces that I've bought and setting them up. Let me know if that's something that interests you as well. In the meantime, feel free to head over to my Instagram or Kara if you want to check out more of my work, or over to my Etsy store, which I actually will be closing soon because I will be moving over to my own private platform to host my web store. But thank you so much for joining me. I sincerely appreciate all of the love, and I really love hearing about your experience making art, and I honestly can't believe we have hit 1,000 subscribers already, which is wild to me. So thank you, and I guess we'll see where we go from here. I'll hopefully see you guys soon.